It's the 1st of November, marking exactly 26 days to the much anticipated presidential and parliamentary elections. Thank you for joining me for this week's last edition of Primetime News. I'm Selima Shumwefeleni Masipa. Neighboring Botswana's President Mokgweetsi Masisi conceded defeat earlier today after his party, which has governed the diamond-rich African country for nearly 6 decades, suffered a resounding defeat in general elections. Masisi said he had already spoken to the leader of the left-leaning Umbrella for Democratic Change, Harvard-educated human rights lawyer Duma Boko, to arrange handing over the reins of government. More from this report.
I wish to assure you, all of you, as I've already assured the President-elect, I assume, Advocate Duma Boko, that although I wished to continue serving you as your President for a second term and final term, I will respectfully step aside and participate in a smooth transition process ahead of inauguration. Starting tomorrow, or as in my discussion with the President-elect, at a time convenient to him, we will begin all administrative work to facilitate the transition. And I assure you that I will not take any actions to hinder or slow down this process. I will also hand over all outstanding government matters to the new President, so he may address them after his inauguration.
The Boro Town Council earlier today announced that it has written off 26 million Namibian dollars related to the alienation scheme for 609 houses in Irvine in Block E. In addition to writing off the 26 million Namibian dollars, the council confirmed that it will cover transfer costs amounting to 56,000 Namibian dollars. This move will facilitate the legal processes necessary for residents to gain full ownership of the affected properties.
So people never owned these houses from 1978, but now come 2024, come 2025, they are now homeowners.
Now going to be given title deeds.
Yes, they're going to be given title deeds, and they're going to be property owners. Okay. The property that they have lost back then are now their dignity basically rightfully owned and dignity restored. So as much as it has the significance to the individuals who are the beneficiaries, it also has a great impact on the town in general, because previously these owners did not pay rates and taxes, as these houses were not part of the valuation roll of the council, as it was council property. Now we can generate income and revenue from it. Okay. As the people will be starting to pay rates and taxes, and also the prepaid water systems that will be installed in these houses will ensure that council will finally generate income from these properties. Okay. So basically 26 million is being written off, and 57,000 is being spent on the transfer costs. But the ripple effect of this impact it's quite big.
On to health matters. Ministry of Health and Social Services spokesperson Walters Kamaya noted there are no contraceptive shortages in Namibia. Kamaya, in a recent interview, reiterated the government's commitment to providing equitable access to family planning services nationwide.
Kamaya, in a recent interview, reiterated the government's commitment to provide an equitable access to family planning services nationwide. He said there is a concern in certain regions, but there are no shortages. Kamaya explained that when people talk about shortages in contraceptives, they usually mean there is a shortage in the preferred choice of contraceptive at that particular time. He added that people should look into other contraceptives if the preferred choice is not available. Kamaya further noted that awareness of the various types of contraceptives begins with conversations held within families. Kamaya said it is not solely the government's responsibility to educate the public, and encouraged individuals to ensure that they educate themselves on reproductive health as well as contraceptive options. Reporting for Primetime News, I'm Michael Madimba.
Switching attention to the global scene, Outgoing Interpol Secretary General Jürgen Stock, who is stepping down after 10 years at the helm of the International Criminal Police Organization, has warned of the risk of losing the race against organized crime. Let's get more context from this report, courtesy of AFP.
Crime is becoming more international, it's becoming more complex, and I have to say it's also becoming more dangerous because of this international dimension and the professionalism in which criminal groups are organizing their business across borders. So I'm leaving with a particular concern that even I would like to say the world risks and the global law enforcement community risks to lose the race against organized crime. Communities, our societies, Interpol member countries need to do a lot more to raise the awareness and to make sure that our communities are protected against a scale of crime which I have never seen before, a dynamics of crime, shifting very quickly with new modi operandi, new scam stories, new ways to attack companies, ransomware, scams, CEO fraud. It's a dimension which I've never seen before. And that.
Your top roundup is up next with the business segment thereafter. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, your leading source for all updates business and economics related. The Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises, Ipumbu Shimi, revealed the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, through its Emerging SMEs Equipment Aid Scheme, assisted over 3,000 businesses in 2023. Shimi revealed this during his midterm budget review. Let's listen in.
The Ministry of Industrialization and Trade continues to provide support to emerging SMEs through the Equipment Aid Scheme. In this context, the 2023 program assisted over 3,000 businesses, and we urge all qualifying SMEs to participate in the program this year, for which I understand applications are open until the end of this month. And we are happy to confirm that all big commercial banks have signed up as participants in the credit guarantee scheme that government has established. Accordingly, all qualifying SMEs who do not have the required collateral when seeking financing from financial institutions are urged to make use of the credit guarantee schemes.
Now, at the pumps, the Mines and Energy Ministry earlier today, via a communique, revealed petrol prices and diesel prices of both variants, that is diesel 50 parts per million and diesel 10 parts per million, will remain unchanged for the month of November. The statement read in Walvis Bay, the price of petrol will remain 20 Namibian dollars and 25 cents per litre, and diesel 50 parts per million will remain 19 Namibian dollars and 72 cents per litre, while diesel 10 parts per million will remain 19 Namibian dollars and 82 cents per litre. This is where the top segment concludes for tonight. Stay tuned for the business and economics roundup. Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment dedicated to all things sporting action. We commence the segment with a massive boost for sport. Nampower Managing Director Kahenge Haulofu earlier this morning announced a sponsorship of 1.5 million Namibian dollars to Disability Sport Namibia and its affiliates for the 2024-2025 activities.
Through the relationship we have built with Disability Sport Namibia over the past 10 years, Nampower is proud to continuously witness the discipline, the consistency, the improvements, and the focus displayed by the Paralympians seated around this table today. It is because of this respect and appreciation that Nampower continues to support its partnership with DSN to realize the dreams and aspirations of you athletes. We also do so knowing very well that funding for sport for people living with disability is very scarce. Based on that, the Nampower Foundation decided to this year again sponsor DSN and its affiliates, Namibian National Paralympic, Deaf Sport Federation and Special Olympics for their 2024-2025 activities as follows. Disability Sports Namibia, 227,040 Namibia dollars. Sports Olympics, 352,000 Namibia dollars. The total sponsorship amount to 1.5 million Namibia dollars.
Meanwhile, our producer Jane Provoses spoke to some of the para-athletes who were awarded with the sponsorship to gauge their sentiments, and this is what they had to say.
We believe that this method of reward will give the athletes some peace of mind, knowing that over the next 2 years, they will have a fixed monthly income to assist them with their day-to-day needs and help them focus on their talents. It is essential for an athlete of this stature to be able to function normally and not to be concerned about essentials. We are extending this gesture to all athletes, guides, and coaches in order for the whole value chain to function in unison and excellence and continue to make Namibia proud.
That there are people who see what we do as coaches, as athletes, and who are willing to back us, who are willing to take our hand and tell us, listen, continue doing what you're doing. We will help you make this work. It's really hard for me, and I'm so appreciative of the opportunity and of everything that Nampower does.
When they meet them before the award, they don't recognize the athlete, the guide, they only recognize the athlete. But nowadays they understand everything because we are doing the same thing everywhere, in the track, in the way. That's why when we get the medal at the Paris, we get the medal, the same medal as Nigeria. So now Nampower did good things. Now this one is mean a lot to me because it's where I use this fund that I get from Nampower to go to the training every day because we are preparing for Los Angeles 2028.
Stay tuned for your sports roundup. On that note, we conclude this week's newscast. Many thanks for having cruised with me during the week. Do make a date with us as from Monday next week as Primetime News makes a return. Before I make an exit, a kind reminder to subscribe to our platform to ensure you are abreast of local, continental and global events shaping today's narrative. From myself, Salima Shumwefeleni Masipa, and the entire production crew behind the scenes, have a blessed weekend and good night.